Hey gang, and welcome to the shop. I want to give you an update here on 1650 Lima. 1650 Lima is the prototype Ferguson F2B. And I'm going to do a little walk around and show you the progress and the point that I'm at right now and trying to get this airplane restored and back in the air. I have recovered the fuselage pod and vertical. New gray aerothane paint. I also extended the landing gear. The original gear was in pretty bad shape, and I owned another Fergie back about 20 years ago. I was never crazy about the deck angle with the short landing gear, and I always felt like it flared quite tail low, and I'm a 3-point kind of guy. And wheel landings were great, but we decided to extend the gear and give it a little bit steeper deck angle and a little more ground clearance. Got a freshly overhauled 503, and I've just finished up the plumbing and wiring on the engine. Got the Mikuni fuel pump, and here's our voltage regulator and associated wiring. Inside we have the tank installed, fuel pump. I elected to run a hard line up the frame member. Got a nice fuel filter here, and it continues on up, continuing uphill until we get to this point right here, and our fuel line comes up and feeds the fuel pump. For the battery, I chose the X-Power. It's extremely lightweight. I suppose I've probably saved 5 to 10 pounds just on getting away from the lead acid battery. Here we are behind the panel. I built a brand new panel, all brand new wiring. Try to do as neat a job as possible, mainly because it's easier for me to keep up with things. Do one circuit at a time, testing as I go. And here we are at the front of the panel. I'll give you a brief rundown of what we've got going here. Here's our master switch. This light here is my start button, and you can't read it from where you are, and I doubt if I zoom in you'll be able to tell. Maybe, not sure. It says fire missiles, but it does work. Here we have our boost pump, which you'll hear come on. I'll turn that off, but as you notice, I have illuminated switches on all the different accessories. This will be our EIS module, radio and intercom master, lights, strobe, and the auxiliary. The auxiliary is a cigarette lighter socket over here with the red eject button inserted. Next door is the fuse block, altimeter, airspeed, EIS, and there's a compass down there. So one at a time, get rid of our illuminated switches, and master switch kills everything. For my magnetos, I used a double pole, double throw switch on each one. The down position is closed on one side of the switch to ground to turn the magnetos off. When the magnetos are on, which opens that side of the circuit, the other side of the circuit is wired to 12 volts, hot all the time, and I use these green LEDs to indicate that the mags are indeed on. That way they don't get left on if the master switch happens to be off. As for the cockpit interior, I used green epoxy primer on all of my tubing. I did eliminate some of the superstructure tubing in the back, which normally would have a fabric covered deck. I just wanted to simplify things, keep it open. There's not a lot you can do with that. It's an extremely difficult fabric job. It never turns out looking that great. So I just left it out. And down through the rest of the interior, I decided to engine turn the floorboards. And an interesting thing here, I'm using a bicycle brake lever just in front of the seat, and this operates the choke, actually dual chokes. It goes through a splitter up at the engine and onto the carburetors from there. So when I'm cranking, I can have my left hand free to operate the throttle and reach the choke if needed, while my right hand is busy on the start switch and or holding the stick or whatever else I need to be doing. And that's about it for now. I'm tidying up a few punch list items. I just got the safety wire on the exhaust springs, and after a couple of years of downtime, I'm enjoying working on the Fergie again. Also, in the past few weeks, I rebuilt the magnetos and bought a new carburetor for my Corbin Baby Ace, which is hanging on a hoist in the roof of my hangar. We rent by the cubic foot around here. Okay, thanks for watching.